What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning in to another video, man. Shout out notification squad. I hope you're having a great day. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. So today we're going to be looking at some underground vocal effects, man. We're going to be doing a Pluggnb style vocal effect, which is really, I would say it's like the remnants or a hybrid version of the plug wave, which existed, I would say, from like what, 2014, 2015 up to about 2017, 18. Mexico Dro, Polo Boy Shorty were definitely killing it on YouTube. Now there are a lot more underground people. Shout out to Lincoln. If you ever see this, man, I think Lincoln probably stays about 5 hours away from where I live in South Africa. So, if you know that kind of wave, there's some really cool producers out there who are still doing it. But since we are rapping over these beats, I'm going to show you how to mix your vocals over these definitely heavily compressed 808 driven beats. So there's always a lot of melody going on in these beats, so it becomes quite difficult to mix, but I'll show you some cool techniques. I've kind of figured out a cool way to get the treble to sound good. So yeah, man, check the links in the description as well. I'm going to be using my Farai's vocal enhancer in the video, so definitely check that out. It's $10 and can really give your vocals some juice before actually mixing everything, but you'll see it in the video. Also check out the link for the vocal recording course so that you can learn how to utilize my template style. Really is the best way to describe it. You'll understand all the routing if you watch the video. I actually record someone in the studio, so it's a cool in-depth look at actually recording vocals in FL Studio. But anyway, enough talking, let's get straight in the video. Squad up. Okay, now we're in the computer, man. I'm going to play the whole track that I have right here, and then we will break down the vocal chain, so definitely stick around. Let's get it.
Pull up on the scene, fuck up the scene, back to my jeans, yeah. She wanna party with me, yeah. She wanna roll up with me, yeah. I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday. I'm with the squad, we slimy. Look at my neck, it's icy. She won't leave me alone, she on me. I got these bands on me, I could just not be lonely. 40 Glock, I'll keep it closely, yeah. Rackstar, 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 I got bands, yeah. Rackstar, 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 I don't pop no Zans. Yeah, I'm getting money with a mob. Yeah, I fuck with the squad. Yeah, the block is too hot. Yeah, I die for the gang. FL gang.
Farai? Was that okay? The block is too hot. Yeah, I die for the gang.
Oh man, good old sweet sounds of FL Studio, man. So definitely stick around, man. Now I am using quite a lot of waves, plugins, a lot of different stuff. I want to keep it authentic. I want to show you the sound that I'm truly going for. So yeah, man, there will also be a free VST version as well, a part of this FLP, so you can still get the same techniques just with a easy to use plugin set. So yeah, man, start off with the main vocal. Now I know a lot of people like me to bypass the effects chain, so what we'll do is we'll start off, as I said, definitely check out the Farai's vocal enhancer. This definitely adds a lot of the juju to the vocal, makes it sound a lot more full. Now what I do is I actually mix this thing in reverse, and what I mean by that is I apply it after I've fully mixed the record. Even a day later I'll come back to the track and then I'll slap it on and then do a bit of EQ. So we'll talk about that just now, but for now let's turn off the whole vocal chain on the vocal chain, I guess, and then we will just leave the auto-tune on. All right, we'll turn off everything. So
yeah, pull up on the scene, fuck up the scene, back to my jeans, yeah. She wanna party with me, yeah. She wanna roll up with me, yeah. I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday. I'm with the squad, we slimy. Look at my neck, it's icy.
Alright, so there you go. You get an idea. It's very bass heavy, kind of muffled sounding, but the vibe is there. Alright, you need the vibe to be there. So then we slap on. Okay, so first off, let us actually turn on our vocal chain. Okay, and then we'll do it the way that I did it. So
yeah, pull up on the scene, fuck up the scene, back to my jeans, yeah. She wanna party with me, yeah. She wanna roll up with me, yeah.
As you can see right there, we get that, the EQ sounding more balanced, things are just cutting through, and then we can apply our vocal enhancer. So
yeah, pull up on the scene, fuck up the scene, back to my jeans, yeah. She wanna party with me, yeah. She wanna roll up with me, yeah. I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday. I'm with the squad, we slimy. Look at my neck, it's icy. She won't leave me alone, she on me. I got these bands on me.
So as you can hear, something really interesting happens when we apply that vocal enhancer. So, you know, I'm doing a bunch of juju, man. I'll leave that at that. But yeah, if you want to just get a quick breakdown, I know quite a few people own this. You know, I'm just really focusing on this EQ section right here, man. I've set it up so that I can just, you know, dip a bit of the air, pull textile, get rid of some of that kind of shrill out of the vocal, boost this presence treble area, and then just do a bit of demudding, slight bit of demudding, and then I think I might be boosting the bass just a little bit just to get a bit of kind of fullness out of the vocal. So that's what we do right there, man. From there on out, as you can see, I send my main vocal to the vocal chain, and that's where we start doing our processing. Okay, so let me just make sure everything else is still in there. Okay, so with the vocal chain, man, I have decided I quite like using a blend of different plugins to achieve, you know, one kind of final sound. So what I do is I start off with this fruity, this Fab Filter Pro Q, and all I'm doing with this EQ is pretty much getting rid of some of the nasty artifacts from the vocal. Okay, so while recording, you know, if you're moving or you might be a bit too close or whatever, or just in general, you might have a bit of kind of, you know, sharp frequency that might pop out, right? So let's just play a part of a vocal, and then what I'll do is I'll boost some of these bands and you can hear what I've removed.
I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday. I'm with the squad, we slimy. Look at my neck, it's icy. She won't leave me alone, she on me. I got these bands on me, I could just not be lonely. 40 like I keep yeah. Rackstar, 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 I got bands. Yeah. Rackstar, 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 I don't pop no Zans. Yeah, I'm getting money with a mob. Yeah, you know I fuck with the squad. Yeah, you know the block is too hot. Yeah, you know I die for the game.
So as you can see, it doesn't do too much. It does about, I would say, like 10% of the overall vocal chain, as it should, right? We've got 10 plugins on there that are each doing one little bit of thing. So all it really does is just tucks away that kind of excessive shrill on certain sections, because naturally the way our voice goes, certain words might be a bit more treblish than others, okay? The microphone can only pick up your voice in a certain kind of way. So that deals with that. Next thing what I do is I'm applying this R compressor. And what I'm doing with this compressor is I'm not hitting it too hard. I wanted the vocal to sound still quite natural, not too over compressed, because the beat already sounds super like squashed. So I want the vocal to kind of be this thing on top of the beat, right? So this is the amount of compression I'm doing.
I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday. I'm with the squad, we slimy. Look at my neck, it's icy. She won't leave me alone, she on me. I got these bands on me, I could just not be lonely. 40 like I keep it closely. Yeah. Rackstar, 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 I got bands.
So as you can hear right there, it just adds that presence in it, adds that weight to the vocal, but it also tucks in the loudest sections, okay? And that's really what you want your compressor to be. You want it to be whatever you need in that instance, okay? So you might have to adjust that threshold a little bit, adjust that attack. I will do a video on compression quite soon. I think I might as well use this video because I quite like the vocal sound. But yeah, you know what I mean? Just really something just to glue the vocal together, not to make it sound, you know, as Leslie says, the guy I've been watching on Mix with the Masters, man, is if you're hearing the compression, it might be a bit too much compression. So that is a good tip I learned. Also, what I learned from Leslie is Leslie Brathwaite, I guess I would say his surname. Probably butchered it. But, you know, I'm back on de-essing, man. You know, a lot of people, I said to myself, I don't want to de-ess too much anymore. I'm just going to focus on recording slightly off from the microphone. But, you know, you lose a bit of energy that way. So what I have been doing is de-essing a little bit. So let's just follow the de-ess and see how it tucks in some of the S sounds.
I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday. I'm with the squad, we slimy. Look at my neck, it's icy. She won't leave me alone, she on me. I could just not be lonely. 40 like I keep it closely. Yeah.
So as you can see right there, it's just whenever sa comes in, it's just like nailing down on that, and keep it on the default frequency. Nice to have. Okay, so next thing, man, you know, rest in peace Seth Fokins. I'll say it in every video. This is just a little bit of a future vocal effect right here, where you add in a quarter note delay to the vocal at like, what are we using here? I would say 2% on this one. Yeah, 2% on this one, man. And that's really all I'm doing. You know, it's just to add a little bit of a background. So there you go. You can see it's very minimal. It's not really doing much, okay? So next thing what I do is, man, now we're doing my SSL, all right? This is where we tone the vocal, okay? And I might as well do a toning video because I did promise one. So, you know, just to emphasize again, man, I keep my stuff the same. I'm doing just, you know, 200 cuts everywhere, man. So imagine this low F, low frequency shelf, I guess, being something like this, okay? And I do 8 dB, so I'm doing something like that. Boom. And then again at 200. we're doing something like that again at 200, you know, and then we end up with a shape that does something like that, and that's really just getting rid of all of the bass. Okay, so if I was to play you the vocal without the EQ,
I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday. I'm with the squad, we slimy. Look at my neck, it's icy. She won't leave me alone, she on me.
you know what I mean? It just allows that 808 to have its space and then the vocal to be like nice and bright. So on top of that, what I did was some aggressive boosting, okay, because we have done our de-essing, so the vocal is going to be fairly consistent, you know, when we boost our treble, okay? So that's what we're doing right there, man. These are the bands I'm using. If you have a Waves SSL, my Waves SSL doesn't work. Still, the support won't help me. I'll probably have to upgrade to V11. So if you are a template user, start upgrading now, because the newer templates sooner or later will have V11, unfortunately. So I can start using that Waves SSL channel. But yeah, you know, these are the frequencies I'm using. Nice classic SSL 8K boost. Shout out FL channel. Woo! But yeah, man. So again, man, this is where the secret comes in. I did say I had a little secret about the treble. I think if I did it in the intro, I don't know. But what I do, right, I'll put up these 3 EQs. Is, as you can see, I boost the treble, right? And then I cut the treble, right? I do this kind of strange EQ thing going on over here. And then I boost the treble again, okay? Now, why am I doing this? Okay, I might as well talk about that quickly. I'm just doing a few cuts here and there on stuff I don't like. But you know, if I disable all 3 of these,
I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday.
you know what I mean? Okay, so then you can kind of see my train of thought here, right? So I first do SSL EQ.
I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday. I'm with the squad, we slimy.
But it's like, okay, that doesn't sound too good, all right? Then I was like, okay, let me just add this EQ real quick.
I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday.
And then I was like, okay, let me add this EQ.
I'm getting money on Monday, still getting paid on Friday.
And it just works, okay? So that was a mistake that I made that ended up beautiful. So when it comes to mixing, man, don't be afraid to make mistakes here and there, because sometimes you get that perfect vocal sound, all right? So yeah, pretty much on these 2 plugins right here are not needed in your vocal chain, but they are cool to have. As you can see at the end of the track, I put in this automation clip, and it just does a nice little radio effect. And then the reverb is just to complement it, just to give it a bit of space and depth. As you can see, I use the width on here just to space that telephone effect. So let's just disable these backings.
I don't pop no Z's. Yeah, I'm getting money with a mob. Yeah, you know I fuck with the squad. Yeah.
So as you can see, it's just a telephone effect, the radio effect. I think it is over here somewhere, radio right there. And then I've just messed it around a little bit and then dropped the volume completely so that it kind of blended in with the fact that the track was ending. Okay, so yeah, man, definitely make use of stuff like that. And then again, man, you know, this is I hope, you know, someone bought these plugins, man. I did mention on my Instagram, check me out on Instagram. I always post cool plugins and like maybe tips and that kind of stuff once in a while. But this is what Future is usually using on his vocals. I don't know if his newer engineers, rest in peace Seth Fokins was Future's engineer, is still using this. But 4% flanger with this preset, and then I've just messed around with the offset. You can also use Fruity Flangers, as you can see in most videos I'm using it, but since I have this, I just tested it out. And that's how we get our main vocal sound, okay? So I'll just kind of skim through our background vocals. We have an ad-lib track, right? So, which I use to emphasize certain words. So we can go over here.
With me, yeah, Monday, on Friday. Look at my neck, it's icy. She on me. With me, yeah.
So there you go. Those are pretty much the effects we have going on, and obviously we send it to the reverb channel that we have right here. As you can see, I'm still just using the same old good old reverb. Those are the presets or the settings I'm using. And yeah, that's pretty much our ad-lib track. Backings are a bit different this time around, but pretty much the same as I usually always do. I don't really put in too much effort into the backing vocals, because all I need to really concentrate is to make them A, sound good when singing them, and then B, just to level them. That's really the secret. And then just to pan them. So as you can see, I pan them hard left, what we call, and then hard right hand.
I got bands. I don't pop no Zans. I'm getting money with a mob. You know I fuck with a squad. Hey, you know the block is too hot. Yeah.
And then as you can see, I aggressively de-S it so that I don't get any of those S sounds, because I don't need the S sounds when it comes to the background vocals, because they're not the main element in the track. Remember, our goal here is to make sure that that main vocal is just sitting up there in the middle of the beat, sounding stock steady. So yeah, man, and as you can see, I just do some toning. But yeah, that's pretty much all. If you want to see what I did to the beat sounded good, but as I mixed the track more and more and more, I started to feel like I could fix a few things. Okay, so I did use quite a lot of actually I didn't use too many plugins. I thought I used a lot more, but with the SSL I did nothing on the EQ because the beat already tone wise sounded good to me. You know, I was really happy with how the tone sounded, but all I did was drop the level immensely. Okay, because I mean, if you look at this beat, you know, just look how much distortion is going on. I mean, this is a brick wall beat, man. I mean, you can actually hear how the limiter releases on the bridge sections, right? So just listen to how the synths pop back up in volume. So that means that the beat is overcompressed, meaning that it was limited really hard, and I like that in this track because it was done properly. It's very hard to get that right. That's why I really like this beat. But yeah, man, what we have then after that is a bit of Fab Fill EQ, and look at this, man. I'm really not doing too much. I'm boosting 3 dB at 2.2K. I'm boosting on the side channel, which means on the stereo section of the beat, around 240, which is an old school trick, just to kind of bring some presence out of the beat. And then I'm just dipping around here where the hi-hat and the highs would be. So I'll solo some of that stuff for you. Are we soloed? Yeah. So that's really just bringing a bit of the body out of that synth, if you could hear right there. And then I'm just emphasizing these highs, man. They're beautiful, so I wanted to emphasize them so they could gel with the beat well. And it just adds a little bit here and there, man. And then over here, wanted to get rid of some of that shrill, but that's cool, man. That's just a little bit of toning to blend with the beat. I think I did that after mixing the vocals fully. And then, man, I've got my SPL Vitalize. I do have a real SPL Vitalize over here, the old school one. This is the MK2, but really I do some juju with this, man. So I'm using one in parallel, and the one in parallel I'm using this intensity knob, and basically all that's doing is enhancing the percussive elements. Okay, so if I was to boost this fully, let's just boost this fully so you can hear what's going on. So just to concentrate on the snares and that kind of thing, you know, and as you can hear when I turn it on, it's a lot more pronounced. Just sounds more hi-fi. Okay, so with the second one, what I'm doing is I'm adding the stereo expander on this one. It's called the surround processor, and it's a beautiful piece, man. I mean, if you could buy one second-hand piece of outboard gear, I highly recommend buying one of these Vitalizers. Beautiful piece of gear. But all that does is add a bit more stereo width onto the beat. So yeah, man, that's pretty much all I'm doing, man. Delays are still the same as always. You know, definitely check the FLP out if you're trying to get some better sounding vocals. Flangers, I'm using my H3000 right there, just for flangy sounds. But as I say always, man, you can just use the Fruity Flangers for your vocal flanges, and you should get some cool stuff. I'll leave that for those who decided cops. A pretty cool plugin. But yeah, man, you know, that's pretty much all I could show you in this video. You know, definitely make sure to smash like and subscribe if you learned something, man, and feel free to post questions below. I'll check out next time. Peace out.